Yo, guys. We're actually live for this. We're live. Hey, guys. It's Old Man G here back again. Sorry about the delay. It's supposed to be 6 o'clock, then 6:30, and I've gone to 7:15. I should really be more organized with streams, but I thought I'd go live with this. For those who will be watching future videos, channel to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and X and smash that notification button for that latest Manchester United football into news. So I was doing these pre-recorded, and I was like, and that was fine. So, but I just felt that it was better just having interactive face. So, what I'm going to do, hopefully, from now on, is as you said, for those who were watching the pre-recorded ones, this is basically top 10 United players weekly, and I basically just sort of go through what I think are, for me, the top 10 performing players over the week. Now, some players will drop out, some will drop in, some will obviously drop down a scale. And if you want to check out who was the top 10 last week, if you just head over to the channel, onto the playlist, get involved there. And thanks those for watching. Shout out to FCW. I know, I know that Liverpool dropped points to West Brom. I know that they dropped points to West Brom. I was gassed. When Big Sam stepped up, I was gassed. And Adam Talk Sports, I'm 4 away from 50. Well, you just keep on doing what you're doing with the content. I think that I'm proud of you. Just keep on going, man. That's all I can say. Build those links, etc. Remember, like the video. I'm just going to quickly share this on Twitter. But hopefully everyone is doing great. Hopefully everyone's doing fine in this nice holiday season. And to be honest, if you're a United fan, I mean, I got a lot of slack for my video yesterday saying, that a point was decent. I didn't say I wasn't happy. I just said that, like, let's not be reactionary about it, because I don't want to be reactionary FC. And after that video, Chelsea got spanked by Arsenal and Liverpool drew to West Brom. So this is what I'm saying. So, it's a disappointment we didn't get the win, because it'd be a lot closer to Liverpool than we are now. But let's just focus on what we need to do. We're still only 4 points away. You know what I'm saying? Rex on the chat. Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Exams are over, thank goodness. But there's still a lot more work to do, unfortunately. Now let me just tweet this out. We are live. If you want to get involved, please get involved in the chat as well. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, I usually do these pre-recorded, but I miss the interaction, to be honest. I like the interaction with the community, and I'm gonna hopefully be doing a lot more what I would call community update videos, where I basically tell you from my perspective what's going on the channel, what help do I need, what do I not need, etc., and just get a bit of feedback from you guys as to what more you want to see from this channel going forward. FCW, we blew it yesterday. Yeah, we did. We did blow it yesterday. We should have won. And every time United should take the step, they don't. But this is going to be a long season. And I don't think, based on what I've seen so far, that Liverpool are going to run away with this title like they did last season. I think it's going to be a lot closer. And I think that all we need to do is just keep that pressure up, especially as we go to Anfield. Anyway, let's get in. Let's get into the top 10. So, like I said, top 10 United players weekly. Who do I have as number 10? Well, it's this guy. It's Dean Henderson at number 10. Now, I know he just played against, who was it in the, it wasn't Sheffield United, it was Everton. Sorry, I need to change that tag. It was Everton in the Euro Cup, but he did a very good job in goal, made a few key saves, even though, to be honest, for the most part, we actually peppered Everton. We absolutely peppered Everton the first 30 minutes, and really we should have been out of sight in that game. And to be honest, that's the type of football that I want to see Manchester United play. Quite frankly, I was a bit disappointed we didn't play that side against Leicester, because I think we would have peppered them again. Maybe it's squad rotation, maybe I don't know. I'm still not 100% sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows what his strongest 11 is, because to be honest, the 11 that we played against Everton was pretty strong. It was very, very, very strong. And you saw it, because we absolutely dominated and bossed the Everton team. And Dean Henderson was a part of that. He didn't have much to do, but when he got called in, he did a very good job. So I think shout out to Dean Henderson is in order. Yes, I know he made that mistake against Sheffield, but all in all, to be honest, he is a good keeper. And I think we need to be fair as Manchester United fans, where when another player comes in, I see a lot of these agendas where people love Shaw, and so if Tellez make a mistake, they're like, oh, look at how much Tellez is. Or if people love De Gea, if De Gea makes it, oh, look at Dean Henderson. Or if any of people's favorite player, when a replacement comes in and takes their place and makes a mistake, we go on them. This is a squad game. This is a team. If we're gonna achieve great things with this squad, we need to realize that we have to have a good team outside of the starting 11. And it's interesting because we were begging for this last season, and now that we have it, people bring their agendas in. So yeah, Dean Henderson for me at number 10. That's my thought. We are 1 point of second. I mean, exactly, we are. And that's with a game in hand. So shout out to Dean Henderson. Another guy who's interested in me is Alex Tellez, who I don't think gets a lot of love. I do think that Luke Shaw, and this is the thing about the competition, I generally do think that Luke Shaw provides a lot of gets a lot of competition from Alex Tellez. And Alex Tellez is definitely, I still think Alex Tellez is better going forward compared to Luke Shaw in terms of delivery, in terms of crosses, in terms of set piece, etc. But to be frank, Luke Shaw isn't that bad either. I think Luke Shaw's improved in the area massively, absolutely massively. But this week, again, referencing the Everton game, he did a good job. He came off, obviously, but he did a very, very good job against the Everton side, and he didn't cause some problems. And the thing is, because we played such a high-pressed game, you saw the best to me out of Tellez. The best you're going to get out of this Tellez is when we actually go and attack. If Solskjaer says that we have to always drop back and defend, cut inside, and protect, etc., and I don't think you're going to get the best out of Tellez. I think you're going to get about best out of Tellez when he's allowed to go forward, to put balls in the box, and for someone like a Cavani to be on the end of that stuff. That's for me is when you're going to see the best out of Alex Tellez, not dropping deep, tucking inside, etc. And it'll be interesting, very interesting to see what's going to happen now that Lindelof is clearly injured. Because if Lindelof is clearly injured, I would suspect that Eric Bailly will come in as centre back, for better or worse, knowing his injury issues. And then, of course, whoever comes at right back. I'm getting the impression that Wan-Bissaka's injury is taking him out for quite some time. Rich, I'll quickly go this. Maguire better not be on the list. Oh my God, I'm disliking Maguire. Well, we'll see. Rich Sports Tellez did get a lot of issue, but Shaw stepped up. Exactly. And Shaw is on this list. A bit higher up, no doubt. But I think this is again what competition does. When you have competition in multiple areas, you get more. I think you get the best out of this team, and we should appreciate that. But thank you for dropping by, Rich. I really do appreciate it. And for those who are watching, please head over to Rich Sports and check out his stream. Manchester United fan, sports fan, NBA fan, posting a lot of good content. I think he's just past 300 subscribers now. Let's get him to 500 subscribers in the next month and road to 1K. So support Rich Sports, please do. It was great to see Liverpool drop points. This is the thing, Rich. It's why it's like so frustrating in a way that we weren't able to hold on for the win against Leicester, because we'd be more ahead again compared to Chelsea, and we certainly be more would be a lot closer to. Or I think if we'd beaten Leicester, we'd have been only 2 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand, which meant we could have exceeded them. So it's disappointing, but we move on. I think it's going to be a lot tighter this season than I think people make it out. But it is what it is. The fans feeling a lot better, but what exactly? I mean, as I was saying to some City and Liverpool fans off stream, not everyone can keep a clean sheet against West Brom at home. It is what it is. City couldn't do it, and Liverpool couldn't do it. So only the elite teams keep clean sheets against West Brom at home. Just saying. But yeah, Alex Tellez stepping up, doing well. Shout out to Alex Tellez, and he's at my number 9 for this week. Moving on. Someone who's been improving a lot this year, David De Gea. Now, yes, he wasn't playing against Everton, and we did concede 2. But to be honest, there's nothing he could have done about those goals. And we forget the times that he kept us in that game, to be honest. He was high up the list previously. He's gone down because I think he had a lot to do this week. But he, since Dean Henderson came into the team, has also stepped up. And he's improved, muchly so. Rasmus, thank you for joining. Really, really appreciate you, Rasmus. Thank you so much. Long time member, Rasmus. Shout out. But yeah, David De Gea has definitely improved this season. Has gone back to his. I mean, maybe one or two things we think it could have been a bit better, but I can certainly rely on David De Gea now more so now than I did previously, to be honest. And I think that probably it probably helps that he's got a bit of competition in Dean Henderson just there. So yeah, David De Gea is my number 8. Got to go. See you later, Chief. That 1-1 draw looks much more pain off the Liverpool drawing Chelsea losing. I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. I agree with you. I'm more disappointed because we couldn't sort of capitalize on that. The only thing I would say about it is that again, it's the man of opposition. It's the man of opposition. You know, we drew away to Leicester. It's annoying, but it's still that away from to Leicester. You know, Liverpool dropping points to West Brom at home, and Chelsea getting bantered by Arsenal's under-23s. So I guess the way that I look at it is like it's also the manner and the makeup. If we, for example, lose to Villa and Wolves, then I'm going to start getting really annoyed. If we even draw, I'm going to be annoyed if we draw to Wolves and Villa. I'd be quite annoyed, and I'd say, what's going on? You know, but if we can get those wins into that Liverpool game, you know, the aim for me is that we go into a Liverpool game with 6 points. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen between now for Liverpool because they're away to Newcastle and have got another game, and you don't know what's going to happen. I still think that teams are going to be dropping points left and centre. But if we could go and sell them 6 points, then and do something at Anfield, which I think we can, if we play our strongest team and not set up to just defend solely, then we got something. Sorry, 2-2 draw. I mean, yes, I agree. Yeah, unsighted. Yeah, exactly. So I don't blame him. I agree. I don't blame him. And he did do with quite a poor back pass. I think this is what I think. I think going forward, I do think that going forward, yes, we were defensive issue, but I still think that Eric Bailly in that I still have more confidence with Eric Bailly in that centre back defense than I do Lindelof and Maguire. You know, he should have probably well, to be honest, all defense should have done better with that goal, but I still feel more confident with Bailly in the innocent because of the pace, and it also means that we can, as a team, move forward and press. That's the big thing that people miss. Let's be real. If Lindelof and Maguire were playing and we're so deep, we could have easily lost that game. You know, we could have. But yeah, David De Gea at number 8. Number 7, who's dropped down a bit, Paul Pogba, who had an impact, I think. Well, had a very good impact against Everton. Very, very good. Love that game. Love the way Paul Pogba played, dictated game. Arguably one of the man of matches there. He had such a good game against Everton. And again, that was glimpses of the Paul Pogba that we know. And it's a shame that he might end up leaving us in January. I hope that's not the case. Because I really want us to. I really want Paul Pogba. I'm not going to lie. I want Pogba to stay at Manchester United. He does give us bits, and he does add that depth. And maybe, you know, the reason why, because I'm noticing that he's not being picked in the big league games, and that might be a management thing. That might be a manager thing that Ollie says, listen, Paul Pogba wants to leave the club, and you know, there's no point really in building a team around someone who wants to leave. You know, there's no point in doing that. As much as I would love Pogba to play and start, you can't build your team around a player that wants to leave the club, whether that be in January or summer. And so still keeping him involved, but easing him out is probably the best way. And maybe that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing. Other than that, or he's bidding for a major contract from the club. And if that's the case, and that shows he's committed to Manchester United. But I suspect with what happened behind the scenes, that's not going to happen. But yeah, impact from Paul Pogba, as well as against Everton and Leicester, solid, absolutely solid. Marcus Rashford at number 6. Marcus Rashford, yeah. I feel like it's the thing with Rashford. I feel like, remember to like the vid, guys. Like the vid. I feel like with Rashford, I almost keep on saying the same thing every week, where like you can't drop Rashford because so many times you can see that individual brilliance in games, and that which is what you need and you get from Rashford. But his composure in front of goal and decision making still needs to be better, and that was evident in the first minute, I think, against Leicester, when we were bossing a bit. First 5 minutes, Rashford has a head literally outside of goal. He needs to put that away. He needs to put that away. Cavani probably puts that away. Let's be real. If Cavani's playing on top, he probably puts that away. He needs to do that. He really, really does. And IMAX Football says, what? What to what? What to what? But yeah, he needs to put that away. And like I said, like I've always said, he's a very, very talented player. I just think that he still needs to work on his composure and his finishing. Because if Marcus Rashford could have better composure, can finish. What's this? IMAX Football says, why am I commenting? But it's been removed. It's not being removed by me. It's not being removed by me, and I don't see any mods currently in this chat, so it shouldn't be removed by them either. But I'll have a look at. I'll make sure that I have a look at the. Let's have a look at the chat. Yeah, I don't see anything here. It's not on my end, is the point, IMAX. It's not on my end. So yeah, Marcus Rashford, number 6 for me. He just needs to work on that, because if Rashford could finish every opportunity he got, I think he would be world class. Every opportunity you got, if he had the composure, if he had the decision making, and if he was a tad less selfish, he'd be world class, because he gets into very good positions. Very, very good. I think the two opportunities I remember against Leicester, the first one, and then I think he was through own goal. Through own goal with against Casper, and then obviously Casper's Michael gets a leg out. We had a lot of chance against it. For what everyone says about Leicester City having the ball, let's be real. United had more of the clear-cut chances team and should have won, and Marcus Rashford was a part of that. I was saying that Liverpool 10-game stretch and will be very tricky. Do you mean Liverpool's next 10 games? Do you mean? I would agree with that. It might be slow mode, maybe, but usually those I should see those comments. Usually I should see those comments. FCW. Let me get those. So who's number 5? I'm gonna speed this up, so I'll be off soon. Anthony Martial. An assist. And he scored a goal against Everton, so to kill the game of those towards the end. Anthony Martial actually has been getting a lot of stick, and I think some of it is warranted, but a lot of it is unwarranted, and a lot of it is because of what Anthony Martial actually does up top. Yes, Cavani is a more traditional number 9, but Martial's ability to hold up the ball and run a man shouldn't be taken for granted, especially because of how it occupies a lot of the defenders. It's one of the reasons why I generally wish that we could see a Cavani, Rashford, Martial front 3. I want to see that. I would love to see something like that front 3, and then maybe have something like Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno, or Fred, Pogba, Bruno. Ooh, sorry about that. Ooh, midstream. That's my dad calling. My dad, who's a Liverpool fan, giving me a call to just talk to me about what is his he's upset. He's upset. He likes to banter me, but I thought I'd banter him a bit. Let's have a look. What is IMAX Football saying? Yes, I've said to you from your last stream, Rashford's header was very bad, but Vardy's chances were also very bad. Yeah, but I mean, I just thought the United had more of the clear-cut chances in my view. That's my 2 cents anyway. Let's quickly move on, because I've got a bounce. Number 4, Bruno Fernandes. There's a comment on my channel from Don Wagner where Bruno Fernandes' performances often get overblown, and we don't look at performances from other people, which is one of the reasons why he's 4th on my list. And that's not because I dislike Bruno. Bruno Fernandes has basically been a revelation since he's come to this club. An absolute revelation. And we've only lost, I think, 3 since January. We've only lost 3 Premier League games. Only 3. You know, so for all the talk about Ole's inconsistency, yes, we could do better. But the reality is that we've only lost 3 games. Only 3 games since the start of this year. And 3 of them were in this season, since Bruno came. Since then, because I think that was Palace, Arsenal, stupidly, and then Spurs. Since then, no losses. And long may that continue because the players are fit, they're good, and they're in a good mood. And he has been part of that. And even in quote bad games, Bruno still does the business. You know, I think he got did he get an assist? I think he got an assist in the Everton game. And then in the Leicester game, he gets a goal and he gets an assist again. You know what I mean? You know, so he's been a revelation. I don't think it should distract from the fact that other players that are under the radar consistently working hard and doing a business. And I'll get to them later. But there's no doubt what this guy does. Even when he's not playing, he's playing badly, which, to be honest, I don't think he had a great game against Leicester. And he was at fault in part for that goal that we conceded. He still bags a goal and assist. And that's why you play him. Because even when he's playing badly, he still contributes. So Bruno Fernandes, 4th on the list right now. Moving on. This guy, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has done very, 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 very well since he's basically come back from injury. And long may it continue. Long may it continue because maybe it's because of the competition. I don't know. Citizens channel, Manchester says, shout out to this guy, by the way. If there's a City fan, please head over to his channel and really, you know, support this guy. He does a lot of good quality content. And hopefully, I'm doing a City versus United pre for the EFL Cup, so it'd be good to get you on as well, Chief. United's doing very well. People just using now on the internet for their own game. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, I always say, and I stand by this, that my expectation going into the season based on transfer window is not going to change just because we're doing really, really well. Because if you flip flop on that, then suddenly you give, I think, more criticism than is actually warranted. If Solskjaer was where Arteta was now still in the job, I would be having a completely different mindset. Completely different. But the fact that we're now, you know, effectively around top 4 with a game in hand, and how the other season's been going, you know, mate, no, why not? But like I said, Shaw for me has been one of our more consistent players, both defensively and going forward. And even in that Leicester game, if I recall, it was down our right-hand side that Leicester were going and they were getting the more joy. Not our left-hand side. Our left-hand side was perfectly fine, in part because Luke Shaw knew what he was doing. But because Lindelof was playing right back, and he didn't do a great job of right back, to be honest, I think from going forward, because he's been injured, Twansibi will, to be honest, you know, you got to shout out to this guy. You got to shout out this guy. Tactical manager, man. Guys, for the little people that are watching, please head over, and who will be watching, please head over to Tactical Manager's channel stream. Brilliant quality, a lot of quality stuff. Head over there and subscribe. Does some good work, and hopefully I'll be able to come on one of his streams at some point and watch a game. Because I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. I know you invited me on, so I just need to find a time, maybe sometime in the next week or so, because I'll be off. I want to go on one of those streams and let's get some banter in. At the start, people said United should come forth, but now excuses when they're not at the top. Yeah, so that's kind of what it's sort of kind of what I mean. You know, it's like, oh, why are we not first? You're like, hang on a minute, that wasn't the expectation going into the season. Like, you know, chill. It's my opinion anyway. United, yeah, exactly. I agree. I mean, I said in several teams that there should be no talk of a title talk unless the centre-back area is rectified. Top 4 should be enough with the squad that we have, but any form of a title talk unless the centre-back situation is rectified. You know, or if somehow there's a miracle and we go to Liverpool and beat them at Anfield. But I don't know. I just don't see that happening. Moving on. This guy at number 2, Edison Cavani. This guy, man, free. free. Absolutely free. Free agent. On high wages, but free. The last time we got a South American number 7 in Alexis Sanchez, we were burnt. When we were burnt badly. I don't think this is going to be Alexis Sanchez, guys. I don't think this is going to be Alexis Sanchez. And it's clear, unlike that fraud who was like, I'm so unhappy, I want to go back to London and didn't try. Cavani tries. Cavani works hard. And Cavani is an outright complete number 9. And that finish against Everton was absolutely world-class. On his weaker foot as well. Absolutely world-class, man. It was so good. I don't... What can you say about it? What can you say about that finish? It was fantastic. And even in the game against Leicester, how do we get our second goal? Cavani positioning, nice assist, boom, Bruno's in. Oh, I would love to start Cavani every game. If we could start Cavani every game, I think we'd be in for something, man. I think we would be in. Or at the very least, maybe give him a full second half to come on. But obviously, he knows his body, knows himself, his injuries, etc. And we do have to manage him, you know. So I'd love to see him again against, if we're going to manage him, let's have him start against Wolves, because we need this type of forward striker against quite a robust Wolves team. Let him start against City and get the clinic out in, because we need to utilize Cavani more, because he just gives us something that the other number 9, that Martial and other forwards don't. Okay, and that's presence in the box, ability in the air, and just brilliant finishing, to be honest. Because the amount of opportunities he gets a game, it's definitely something. And I think I'm not the only one that agrees. And I'd love to hear what Tactics says regarding Cavani, obviously following American sports and what have you. Liverpool ain't it, bro? United could get a result. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, the thing about any result United is that I'm at the point now where, like, it's not that we don't have the players. It's how is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to set up? That's the thing for me. It's like we actually have a very good squad now. A very good fit squad now. Aside from the centre-back issue and right back, but certainly at centre-back, in general, we have a solid squad. The question is, what team is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to pick? And unfortunately, usually against these big games against Liverpool, he tends to go very defensive. I won't be surprised if he plays 3 at the back somehow. But it might be that when we play Liverpool, he might be forced to play a 4-2-3-1 and C because of injuries. And that might mean that we actually might end up getting a result. Who knows? Damien Perez, easy. Liverpool still first. Yeah, they are still first, but they're not running away with the league, is the question. And if United win, because remember, Liverpool played an extra game. So United and City have a game in hand. So if United win their game in hand and City win a game in hand, but United would be 2 points behind Liverpool. So they're not like, you know, unlike last year, 9-10 points leading it. It's still quite a close race. And if you're dropping points to Fulham and West Brom, who are you going to drop points to next, is my point. Cavani is the type of striker that scores a harder chance and misses the easier chances. I wouldn't even say that. I'd say he's put away even the easy chances this season. The thing you need to understand about this United team is that we don't create a lot of chances. We create more chances with Bruno on the team, and Pogba, but when they're both not playing, and even when Bruno's playing, we don't create as much, and that's a problem. And so there's a limit. If you give him more chances, you know, so you see what happens. And number 1, before I get to your comments, is this guy, Fred. Fred is my number 1. Has been my number 1 for a while. The unsung hero, to be honest, of Manchester United. The hard worker, the bully, the terrier, who had a very good game. I don't think he played against Everton, but he for me, he was my man of the match against Leicester. He really, really was, because, you know, a lot of the interceptions, a lot of our breakthrough came from Fred's ability to just harass the midfield. And that's why certainly when we play against Liverpool, this guy has to play. I assume he'll probably play Scott McTominay and Fred. I don't know. He loves McTominay. But Fred is a must. You don't take Fred off. You have to play Fred. And we missed him for the rest of the game against PSG. We missed him against Leipzig. we missed him against Istanbul and we didn't play him. In the 3 games that we lost in the Champions League, Fred was not playing, or at least wasn't playing for the full game in the case of PSG. For me, he's our most important player and gives us the energy in the midfield that we need and does something a lot different than the likes of Pogba, Bruno, mctominay, etc. And that's why he's so important for us going forward. And that's why he's still number 1 for me, because overall he's had a very good week. That's Rich. Indeed, nice Liverpool to drop points today, though. Exactly. Thank you, Big Sam. How did City get on versus West Brom? I think that was 1-1, wasn't it? That was 1-1. Exactly. Cavani is the most natural centre forward. I definitely agree with that. We look about yeah, exactly. I agree. Like I said, the only issue for me with Cavani is just the fact that like he's a bit older and he's just not subject to injuries. So I remember when was it against Southampton, where we played him, 2 games in a row in that 7-week thing. Remember, we had 3 games. We played him, and what happened? He was injured. He was out of the Leipzig game, and we had to rely on Rashford and Greenwood. And even then, it wasn't terrible because it was our defense that caused us problems. And it looks like Wan-Bissaka has probably been playing with an injury for a while. I to be honest, I'm not surprised. I think that when a lot of people say that Wan-Bissaka's form has been going down, it's because he's been being played all the time and he's been injured, and we don't have a backup right back. He let Dalot and he's not using Foster-Mensah. And I don't know why he's not playing Brandon Williams the right back instead of left back, because he should. So I suspect that Wan-Bissaka was playing with an injury, and that's been our problem. Liverpool first, but yeah, exactly. It's still like, let's see what happens. I think it's going to be good to see what happens in if we can get a result at Anfield, because I'm more confident of us beating Liverpool at Old Trafford, because they always tend to struggle at Old Trafford regardless. I don't think they've beaten us at Old Trafford for quite some time. So if we can get a result at Anfield, whatever that might be, then I'm a bit more confident, because I'm more confident we could beat them at Old Trafford. Yeah, he has. And even earlier than this year, to be honest, he has. And does love it. Yeah, exactly. He's not Bruno, apparently. But you notice him when he's gone. You do. And like I said, in the games that we've lost, most of them, not all of them, but certainly ones in the CL, he wasn't involved. I generally believe if we played Fred in that Istanbul game, we would be in the Champions League last 16 as we speak. But it is what it is. So yeah, Fred is my number 1 for my top United players of the week. And guys, thank you all for joining and getting involved. Like I said, this is weekly top 10 United players, top 10 United players weekly show. If you guys enjoy it, remember to like with it, share and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. So I hope that we bring for you this content weekly. Let me know your thoughts. There's a lot of content coming in the next 2 weeks or so, especially from the community, to try and figure out going into 2021 what the best route or outcome is for this channel. How should this channel grow? What do you guys want more of? What should I do to improve, and so on and so forth? So we'll be doing a lot more updates in that respect. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.